Can you imagine if Keith held in a held in a sneeze, and then whatever plug they're gonna plug his shit up just went like popped out?
Just kind of squirting out at the
It
camera.
would probably spray blood all over the
Podcast
screen.
3D.
That would suck, man. I was watching this podcast once, this weed podcast. This fucking guy got robbed while he was in the middle of his podcast. Like, just imagine somebody breaking into Ray's house right now, and we're all sitting here like he's getting robbed. Like, it was the craziest thing. My heart was beating about 300 miles an hour.
What podcast was that?
Dude, it was a while ago. It was like a year and a half ago. If you YouTube live weed podcast gets robbed, you'll see it.
Well,
it was like one of my first times listening to it.
That's crazy though. Like
it was right around the time I started smoking, and oh my god, man, intense.
Yeah, that would be like camping. Just like you never know.
Live on Ustream.
Yeah.
Sanity.
Yeah, I don't know the craziest thing that's happened. I mean, we've brought up like, wouldn't it be crazy if kind of things, but I don't know. Never had something crazy like that happen. That's for sure.
Keith,
that weird stalker chick called in during our podcast.
That's true, and we weren't even taking live. It was just random call.
Is she cute at least?
It's
Who knows?
The voice was
The voice
gorgeous.
sounded cute.
Yeah.
It was weird. We weren't taking calls. It wasn't even a scheduled podcast. We were doing it super early.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And out of nowhere, it starts ringing in on Skype, and he looks at me. He's like, "What do I do?"
Let's take this call.
It.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he answered it. We're both like, Inspired Disorder Podcast. And you could tell this girl was like, totally wrong number.
She heard Keith's voice and she's like, ah. She got creamed herself and she's like, I gotta hang up. I can't talk with soggy britches.
Well,
it was a completely wrong number. You think she got?
Oh,
well, I told her I love her.
Yo, wait, Keith, you're bleeding, bro. Bad.
Oh yeah, you are bleeding.
Like really bad.
Should you?
Well, yeah, hit the button, bro. Hit the button.
Yeah, isn't there a button?
There's a button to call a nurse. Keith, do it, man.
Oh, that happened pretty quick, didn't it?
But quit fucking around. Hit that button, man.
Not the vaporizer button.
No, the fucking the nurse call. Yo, Keith, hit the nurse call button, man.
I'm all right, dude. It's happened twice.
Live on the Inspired Disorder podcast.
Yo, because I saw the red dot, and I'm like, oh my god, Keith, it's so much. It's getting bigger, man.
If you were Joey Diaz, you would have passed out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna pass out, man. Oh my god, it's so much blood.
That's out of my lung.
It's so much.
If Keith were to hold his breath and just like, it could like do bubbles.
Oh, dude, I'd be great. Stop. Man.
Well, on that note, we can wrap it up. We can wrap it up with your potential fainting.
Look, it's a heart.
Aw, it's an upside down heart, or sponsored by Mickey Mouse.
Like, I'm gonna watch this podcast later. Like, over the course of about 60 seconds, that is fucking disgusting, man.
That's weird that it does that so fast.
Yeah. It's so gross. We're just bags of blood. We're just bags of red water, man.
I know.
What the fuck are we, man? What a weird life this is.
How do I not leak out blood just randomly throughout the day? How does that not happen? How do we keep that shit all in?
God, we're so fucking fragile. We think we're gods, but we're so fragile.
And everything in between our cells is just empty space, but somehow the blood doesn't seep through the empty space.
It's like all magnets and like forces and energy, man. Do you guys think that the universe is infinitely small as it is big?
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
And on that note, the Inspired Disorder podcast.
Now we'll all take our shoot offs.
Marijuana and weird thoughts.
Yeah. Have you ever smoked a lot of weed and just thought about shit? Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
InspiredDisorder.com.
Today's Inspired Disorder brought to you by Lung Blood.
Lung blood. Get your lung blood.
Not like young blood, but lung blood.
I think it's bullshit that this podcast is only 2 hours, man. I really do.
Well,
I had a good time, though.
We'll have you back on, man. It's,
please do.
I love talking to you. You're an awesome dude. It's always fun.
And I gotta go not die.
Keith has to go stop bleeding on himself. Jayarr, where can everybody find you? Where can they where can they go meet you locally in Arizona?
Well, if you're in Arizona, you can come down to the Phoenix Public Market. You can just Google it. It is on. I do Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings. Well, those are the only nights that it's happening. If you want to find me online, I feel like most of your peoples are on Twitter, Ray. So at Jayarr Steiner, that's at JayarrSteiner. Not the blackest name in the world, but I'm not the blackest guy in the world.
That's right. You're on an Instagram. You got the Instagrammies too.
Yeah. Well, all my social networking shit is at Jayarr Steiner.
Sweet.
And then if you want to check out the website, it's just jayarrcustoms.com. JAYARR customs.com.
Now, are all of your shirts that you sell at your shows, are they also available on that website?
Well, they're at I'mSellingShirts.com. So the whole merchandise thing I do is pretty separate from Jayarr Customs. So I have its own. It has its own website, its own entity. There's a couple like.
It's a great domain.
Yeah, well, dude, you have no idea. It took me days to find one that was like decent. Like everything's been taking, like goodshirts.com, goodmerch.com. I mean, I went through hundreds before I settled on that. So, I'mSellingShirts.com if you want to see these the merchandise that I'm trying to do for myself, not these comedians.
Fucking awesome, dude. Everybody check out Keith. Follow him on Twitter at KeithSpurlock1 as he bleeds out of his chest cavity live and in person on video. Inspired Disorder Podcast, episode 126.
We might need a fundraiser to pay for my funeral soon.
The schedule for the upcoming 24-hour podcast will be posted shortly. I'll have to get with Jill, and then first we have to wait for Keith to bleed out completely, but
that's a lot of blood real quick.
You're awesome, Keith. You're a man. Podcasting from the hospital.
I hit the button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck is taking him so long? You could be dying.
He's not that much blood.
I'm in a hospital, man. I'm good.
Yeah. But why did it just randomly stop?
Because he's got a hole in his chest.
I have a hole. I have a straw.
It's just a straw.
God, man. I feel bad for you.
Well, anyway, Jay, are you ready to take your shirt off and play some music here?
Yeah, start the music, bro. Start the music.
Hold on. Real quick. Sponsors, #shows.com. Check out for all your live comedy needs. If you want to buy some of my artwork, go to inspireddisorder.com. Use coupon code INSPIRED, 10% off whatever you order. And inspireddisordercollective.com. And now we will go out with some actual K-Flay remix of Under the Bridge from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Little combination of both as JR and I get with Keith and make our hopefully here we go.
Oakland heading into Frisco. Days like this, life feels so simple. Days like this, I feel like driving. Music way up, windows down, I'm vibing. Bracing for impact, but none is in sight. I'm suspended up high in the air, so light. Gray beams of concrete and steel encase this unrealness. City skyline, can you feel this? Like a shooting star in a galaxy of cars, I accelerate, left lane, headed for wherever. When is all this gonna end? Hope never, not a cloud in the atmosphere. Love the Cali weather, pay my tolls, my dues, my bills and the tax man. All my money gone like dots to a Pac-Man. But I don't fret, the day well homie, it ain't done yet, cause it's